Hello guys, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Today we are going to be talking about Chelsea and why they will be back this season. Yes, I am a Chelsea fan, but I will try to be as objective as possible. I can't lie, I'm excited for this season for obvious reasons, but today we are going to talk about the recruitment this summer and since the new owners arrived, the pre-season and the job that Pochettino has and the effect of having no European football this season. Finally, we will discuss what makes a successful season for Chelsea this year. Firstly, let's get into the recruitment. The new owner's strategy has been to accelerate the transition process as quickly as possible to get Chelsea back challenging while also investing into the future by signing young players. The club has done this by transforming the playing squad, firstly by selling a lot of players who weren't good enough or nearing the end of their contracts, such as Havertz, Pulisic and Messi. The club have upgraded on them with players such as Enzo, Nkunku, Caicedo and Lavia. These players still need to prove themselves, but the potential is exciting. The players brought in are undoubtedly an upgrade on the previous players, and the owners have put a fantastic structure in place with people such as Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart and Joe Shields, who were all key to getting many of the deals done this summer. Compared to the previous ownership, we are scouting more technical players and using better data to support the scouting. We saw during pre-season that the level of technical ability shown by the players is much higher than last season. There has been an emphasis on young players with superior technical ability, and we saw this with players such as Angelo Gabriel, Andrew Santos and Nkunku. Rival fans and pundits have criticised Chelsea's approach by the new owners due to the unique methods used. Now, it's human nature to dislike things that one doesn't understand or is unfamiliar with, but when you analyse the approach, it is very innovative. And Chelsea bought a large amount in January, which is usually a selling market. Chelsea took advantage of this, as their rivals were not looking to buy at this time and did not have to compete with so many teams for their targets, compared to this summer, which is a buyer's market where there will be a lot of competition for targets, as we saw with Manuel Ugarte and with Caicedo and Lavia. Buying players in the January window gave players such as Enzo, Badiashile, Madueke and Mudryk the chance to get settled into the new team and into the Premier League. Despite the signings, Chelsea sell really well and have been the most successful selling club in the past decade. Rivals thought Chelsea would struggle to offload players, but as we have seen, this has not been the case. The club have been able to command good fees for players and get wages off the books. Fans may be worried that changing a squad so quickly is risky and should be done slowly over time. But in my opinion, Chelsea's method is risky, but the best way to get the club back to the top as soon as possible. Man United have been attempting a slow rebuild for a while, and they are still yet to get back to where they were before Sir Alex left. If we are being honest, a lot of the players from last year's squad needed to be sold. Despite winning the Champions League and getting to multiple cup finals, that crop of players never competed for the league on a consistent basis, and were not likely to challenge Man City or Liverpool, which is why it was justified to start a new era with these players who can develop and challenge for the title consistently in the future. Next, we're going to address Pochettino's role in the rebuild. I believe he may be the right manager to develop this group of players. The owners should never have sacked Tuchel in the first place, but time has shown that was the wrong decision. He's one of the best coaches in the world and made that Champions League winning squad look better than they were. Pochettino was available and he would have been the correct decision at the time. Potter got the job, and now the owners have ended up with who they should have appointed all along. The Chelsea job is his best job to date in terms of resources and platform, and gives him the best chance to show how good he is. If we are honest, he overachieved at Tottenham despite not winning the Champions League. He has been the most successful Tottenham manager of the modern era, and if he had been given more resources, he may have won the league and challenged more times for the title. At PSG, you could say he underachieved due to having players like Messi, Neymar and Mbappe and not winning the Champions League with them. He will have that same pressure at Chelsea, but with a young squad like he had at Spurs, he won't have to worry about the egos of established world-class players. We all saw the pre-season pictures. Chelsea will be one of the hardest working teams next season. When Poch arrived at Southampton, he turned them into one of the hardest working teams and did the same thing at Tottenham. No doubt he will do the same thing at Chelsea, who last season were one of the teams that ran the least and the players were very unfit. His biggest challenge will be to get the team scoring goals, and he will need to spend a lot of time working with the attackers and working on patterns of play to increase the number of goals within the team. With the injury of Nkunku, this will make it more difficult, but Nicholas Jackson looks very promising, and from what I saw, I expect him to get 15 league goals this season. Armando Broja is also another promising player who will need to step up this season after his ACL injury. Now we are going to talk about the impact of having no European football this season. This will be a great advantage for Chelsea. Pochettino will get a lot of time to work with the players, work on tactics and instill his philosophy. The time that he will spend on the training pitch this season will set the tone for the rest of his time at the club. The management team will get a full week to prepare for their opponents and players will be less fatigued as they will have more rest days compared to their rivals who will be competing for the Champions League, for the title and other cup competitions. Chelsea have been in this position with Antonio Conte when they finished 10th and won the league the following season. No European football for a club like Chelsea provides many benefits in the short term due to the resources available and the squad depth. The downsides of this are it will be difficult to give minutes to everyone in the squad due to the decreased number of games, which will have an impact on younger players who need the minutes. This just means there will be a lot of competition for game time and it will be a challenge for Pochettino to handle the morale of the team. We saw that Arteta benefited from this early on in his Arsenal career and it gave him the platform to spend more time working on his tactics with the team. Now the Euros and the Copa America are coming up this summer. This will provide added motivation for players to get game time. So what does success look like for Chelsea this season? With the signings made so far, Chelsea should be mounting a title charge and getting top 4 as a minimum. Chelsea should also look to win some silverware in the domestic cup competitions, and going far in the cups will help get extra game time for the squad. Rival fans should hope that Chelsea don't qualify for the Champions League. Doing so will only justify the money spent and put Chelsea in an even better position going forward with this rebuild. We also need to see a distinct playing style under Pochettino. This looks like it will be a high pressing game with a lot of running, and the players need to use this season to build chemistry, get used to playing together so that they can push on in the following seasons. Right guys, thank you for watching. I hope you took something insightful from this video. Leave a comment if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video.